Hello everyone, I'm Alicia. For this tutorial I'm going to show you how to make these ring bands. Now I know that these two rings here look like they are different designs, but they're not. They're actually made the same exact way. I just changed the color pattern to get these two different looks. Now I was going to show you how to do this color pattern in the video, but then I discovered that because of how the color pattern is, I can only get two different size rings out of this color pattern, and that's a size 7 and a 10. So I will be showing you how to do this color pattern in the video because you can get every size ring out of this color pattern. Now I will also help you through, in case you do wear a size 7 or 10 and you do like this pattern, I will help you on also making this color pattern. So let's get started. Here's the list of materials you will need to make these beaded ring bands, and this has to be the smallest list ever because you only need two things: string and seed beads. You will need 3 feet of 8-pound test monofilament, and if you don't have 8-pound test, you probably will be able to get away with using 10-pound test. It will just be a little bit harder to hide your knots because 10-pound is just a tad bit bigger than 8-pound. Now if you don't want to use monofilament and you're a thread person, you can use thread, and I would use either a 6-pound or an 8-pound Farline thread with these rings. But here's the other thing: if you're using thread, you're going to have to use more thread because you have to take into account that you have to put a lot of your thread through the needles. So when you use monofilament, you will only need 3 feet of monofilament, but if you use a thread, you'll need 4 feet of thread because you have to put some extra thread through your needles, so you have to take that in account. Now you will also need seed beads, and you can do either size 11 seed beads or you can do 10 seed beads, but don't mix the sizes together. So you will need 2 colors, and you'll have to use 11 or 10 O's. Now I know some stores don't carry 11 O's, like AC Moore. I don't think they have 11 seed beads. It seems like they mostly carry 10 seed beads. So what I'm saying is, don't mix the sizes together. Don't mix an 11 and a 10 together. But you can use both sizes to make this ring. But just make sure that both of your colors are the same size for the ring that you're making. So this is the list of materials you will need, and I will put all of this in the description bar below this video so you can see all of it down there in writing. I colored the ends of my monofilament with a red permanent marker and a black permanent marker, and remember, I'm going to make this color pattern here. So I'm going to start by picking up 8 seed beads. So I'm going to pick up an iris, a purple, an iris, purple, iris, purple, and an iris. So I have 7 seed beads. This is what it looks like. Slide that down, and I'm going to pick up my 8th seed bead, a purple one, and I'm going to cross through it. I'm going to put my ends together so they are even, and slide this bead down to the center of my monofilament. And this is what I have. Now I'm going to take and pick up an iris on each side, one on each side, and then I'm going to pick up a purple on each side, and then an iris. 3 on each side. Then I'm going to pick up a purple and cross through it. Bring it down. And this is what we have. I'm going to do the same thing again. Pick up an iris on my right and on my left. Then I'm going to pick up another purple, just like this, and then an iris. 3 on each side, and then I'm going to pick up a purple and cross through it. Bring it down, and now we have 3 of these little rings. Now I'm going to pick up another iris on my right and my left, pick up a purple, right and left, another iris. So I have 3 on each side. And now I'm going to pick up a purple and cross through it. So as you can see, this is really easy to do, and I'm just going to do it one more time. Pick up 3 beads on each side, iris, iris, 1 on each, pick up a purple on each string, and then pick up an iris seed bead. And then pick up a purple and cross through it. Okay, bring this down, and this is what I have. So keep going, repeating these steps until this is long enough to wrap around your finger. And once you get there, I'll show you what to do next. I kept on going, and this is what I have. Now I have to wrap this around my finger to make sure it's going to fit me. So I want it to wear on this finger. So I'm going to wrap it around. Just like this, and I'm going to pull it tight, pull these strings tight, and as you can see, I have 1 extra loop there. So this is actually 11 circles, I think it is, and you can see that it would close. If I wanted to, I could take this purple bead out and connect it to here, and it would close. But when I go to fill in the sides right here of the ring, it's going to shrink. So to make sure it's going to fit me at the end when I go to fill in the sides, I need to add 2 more rings. So this is my first ring. I'm going to slide that down. And now I have to add a second one. But the second one I'm going to be adding is going to be attached to this other end so my ring is shut. So I'm going to take one of the ends, it doesn't matter which, and I'm going to pick up my same color pattern that I'm doing here. An iris, a purple, and an iris, just like this. And over here at the other end, I'm going to go through this purple bead. So I'm coming out this side, I'm going around, and I'm going to go through this purple bead. Just like this, pull it through. Okay? So now you can see that it's closing up right here. So now I'm going to work on the other side of the ring. So to get my other end, I'm exiting out of a purple bead on this side and a purple one on this side. Okay, that's what it looks like. Now I'm going to pick up a seed bead, an iris, on my left, and I'm going to pick up another iris on my right, and then I'm going to pick up a purple and I'm going to cross through it. Okay, bring it down, and this is what I have. So now this ring is loose on me, which is good because I know it's going to work because I have 2 extra rings. So you can see I'm pinching this and there's my 2 extra rings. So this is going to fit me when we go to fit in the sides. So now I'm going to show you how to get this look. So I'm going to show you how to do the first row on this. So I already showed you how to do the color pattern for this ring, and now I'm going to show you how to do this one. And I could show you how to do it with beads, but it's going to take up a lot more time, and it's pretty much the same thing as the other one. You're picking up the same amount, it's just the color pattern is different. So I figured it would be a lot easier for me to just do this on paper instead of showing you again with beads. So this is the first row that we just did here, but with different colors. Now, the first 8 beads I'm picking up here are all the same color. They're red, and I'm crossing through the 8th seed bead. Now, you have to pay attention that on one side, on your right side, you have all blue seed beads. And on your left, you have blue, red, blue, blue, red, blue, blue, red, blue, blue, red, blue. Okay? Because these red beads here is where our other diamond's going to be at. So when you look over here at this side, you can see this is the same part. And then this red bead here is going to be where our next diamond's going to be at when we get to the second row, which this is the second row. So after you complete this pattern right here of the red, the blue, red, blue, crossing through the red, making a new diamond, doing this spot in between, and just keep repeating these steps over and over. Once you finish this and you get ready to close your ring, you have to make sure that the first color pattern is a diamond and the last one is this. You can't connect a diamond with a diamond because it's going to mess up the color pattern. It's not going to work. It's going to be looking terrible. So you have to start with a diamond and end with this pattern here. Now, just like with this ring, we exited out a diamond, and we have to pick up more beads on one side than the other. So after I exit out of the diamond one right here, I'm picking up 3 beads, okay? And then this bead, this red one, and this red one is actually the same bead, but I can't make this 3D on paper. So imagine this folded up and put together. So this string is coming out of this red diamond shape, coming out, picking up through 3 blue, and I'm going through this one. So I'm going through the bottom of this one. Okay? So then I have 2 strings, one exiting here and one exiting here. Then I put a blue bead on one side, and I put a blue bead on the other side, and then I'm going to pick up a red and cross through it. So now, the spot that we're at here is the same as here. Okay? Exiting out of this purple bead. And I hope this makes sense to you. So now I'm going to continue on with this, and then I'll go back to this to show you how to step up to the second row. Now I'm going to show you how to do the second row, and to do the second row we kind of have to like turn and then go that way. So my strings are exiting out of this purple bead, and I'm going to pick up 5 seed beads. So exiting out of the purple one, I have to pick up an iris. So 5 seed beads, an iris, a purple, an iris, a purple, and an iris. 5 seed beads. Now slide this down, and this is on my right string, so slide this down my right string, okay? Now on my left string, this one right here, I'm going to pick up 1 iris. And then I'm going to pick up a new bead, a purple one, and cross through it. Bring this bead down, and if you look closely, you could see that this is my right string, right here, and I picked up 5 seed beads. And then on my left string, I picked up 1 iris and a purple, and I crossed through it. So now I should have 8 seed beads right here. This is being 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, okay? So this is what it looks like. Now for the other ring, when you do this one, you're going to pick up all the same colors. So exiting out of this red bead, you're going to pick up 5 red beads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on your right string, okay? So turning this. Now on your left string, you're going to pick up a red. And then you're going to pick up a new red bead and cross through it. So you should have a total of 8 red beads. So now we're going to continue on going that way. So now back to this one, and I have to get my seed. Okay, so I got my seed beads back, and now I'm going to show you how to do this side. So I have this string here on the left, and it's exiting out of this purple bead, and I need to pick up a new iris and go through this purple. So I'm right-handed, so I'm going to take the left string with my right hand, and I'm going to pick up an iris seed bead. Okay? And now I'm going to go through this purple bead. Right here. Okay? Pull this string through. And you could see that I just filled in this gap. So now I have 4 iris seed beads there. So I have a string exiting out of a purple on the side and one down here at the bottom. So now on my left string, I'm going to pick up 1 iris seed bead. And on my right string, I'm going to pick up 3 seed beads. Let me pick this up. On my right string, I'm going to pick up 1 iris, 1 purple, and 1 iris, okay? And then I'm going to pick up a purple and cross through it. Okay, bringing this down. Now you can see that I just completed another one of these rings, and there are 8 circles in these rings. So this one is exiting the left side, and again I have to do the same thing. Take this string on the left side and pick up 1 iris seed bead. And I have to take it through this purple seed bead right here. So now I have 4 irises. 4 here, and 4 here. So on the left string I have to pick up one iris, because right here I have an iris and then a purple. When I pick up another iris, it's like I have 3 on this side, and then on this side I have to pick up 3, and then I'm going to pick up a purple and cross through it. So on my left side, pick up one iris seed bead. Okay, so now I have my 3 over here, iris, purple, iris, and on this side I have to pick up 3. So an iris, purple, and an iris. Slide that down, pick up a purple, and I'm going to cross through it. Bring it down. And this is what I have. Again, there's 8 seed beads in this circle. Now, they are sharing the 8 seed beads. This bead here is being shared by this ring, and this bead here is being shared by this ring. Okay? So again, you could see that I have the 4 iris seed beads right here in between these purple. So now I have to do it again. I have to make sure that there's 4 iris seed beads in between these 4 purple seed beads. So I'm going to take the left string in my right hand, and I'm going to pick up a new iris seed bead. 1. And I'm going to go through this purple one right here. Pull it through and fill in this hole. This is what I have. Again, pull my strings tight. Okay. So my string is exiting out of here, so that means I have to pick up a new iris. So again, I'm going to have 3 on this side and 3 on this side, and I'm going to pick up a purple. So right here, I have to pick up a new iris. Okay, 1. Slide that down. On my other string, and again, if you look at it, see, we have 3. Iris, purple, iris. Now in my other string, my right one, I'm going to pick up 3 seed beads. An iris, a purple, and an iris. Okay? Now I'm going to pick up another purple and cross through it. And this is what I have. Again, I have to take my left string and fill in this gap, so I have 4 iris seed beads right here. So take the string, pick up a purple seed bead, or I mean an iris seed bead, it's actually a purple iris, and go through this purple pearly looking seed bead. Okay, and pull it through, and now I have 4 here. So when you go back and look to check your work, you could see that in between these purple pearly looking seed beads, I have 4 iris seed beads. Between the purple, 4 iris. Between these purple, 4 iris. And again, I have 4 iris seed beads. So now I have to do this again. So with my left string, I'm going to pick up 1 iris. And with my right string, I'm going to pick up 1 iris, a purple, and an iris. And now I'm going to pick up another purple, just 1, and cross through it. Okay, so now we have another ring completed. So again, to get 4 iris seed beads here, I have to take my left string, pick up an iris seed bead, and go through this purple one. Okay, pull this through, pull both ends, and this is what I have. I'm going to do this 2 more times to make sure that you have it. So again, I'm exiting out of this purple, pearly looking seed bead, and then you have 3 beads on this side. So on my left string, I'm going to pick up 1 iris, and on my right, I'm going to pick up 3 seed beads. An iris, a purple, and an iris. Now I'm going to pick up a purple and cross through it. Bring it down, and this is what we have. On my left string, I have to pick up another iris seed bead because I need 4 of them here. So take the left string, pick up an iris, and go through this purple seed bead. fill in that gap, so we have 4. And now on the left string I have to pick up 1 more. And on my right I'm going to pick up 3. Iris, purple, iris. Now I have to pick up a purple and cross through it. Okay, on my left string, as you can see, I have 3 iris here. I need to pick up another one. And I have to go through this purple seed bead right here, so I have 4. Okay, just like this. So keep going, repeating these steps until you have the other half of your ring filled in, so until it's double-sided. And you have to go back and make sure that you have those 4 iris seed beads. So I always go back and check and make sure I did it, because sometimes a bead will break and you don't notice it, and then you're tying your knots and you put your ring on and you, oh my gosh, a bead's broken and it looks like I messed up, but I didn't, because a bead broke. So you have to go back and fix it. So once you do this, go back and make sure that you have your 4 iris seed beads in between your 4 purples, and that you have 3 seed beads on each side of your ring. So an iris, purple, iris, iris, purple, iris, iris, purple, iris. There's 2 irises in between all these purples. So go back and check for mistakes, and once you get over here, I'll show you what to do next. So this was the color pattern for this one, so these are basically the same. Now, to fill in the second side of this ring, this is what you have to do. After you create your first diamond, you have to, on your left string, pick up 1 blue seed bead, then go through this bead here in this diamond, so this diamond already exists, and then on your left string you're going to pick up 1 blue bead, and then on your right you're going to do 3 blue, and then you're going to pick up a red and cross through it. So you're going to do the same exact thing that we did on this ring, but on this ring pattern. So go ahead and follow this pattern, and if you have to, pause the video on this notebook so you could see what I did. And just keep going, repeating this pattern until you get to the same spot that we're going to be on this ring when I fill in the second side. So if you have to, just pause this and follow this color pattern until you get to that spot. So I kept on going, filling in the other side of my ring, and this is what it looks like. And now I have to close this up. So I'm going to take the string on my left side, and I'm going to use my right hand, and I'm going to pick up 1 iris seed bead, and I'm going to go through this purple pearl seed bead, just like that. Now I have 4 iris there. I'm going to flip this over so it's easier to go through the next bead. So exiting out here, I'm going to pick up another iris, and I'm going to go through this purple pearl. Okay, just like that. And now I have 4 here and 4 here, iris. Now I'm exiting out of these 2 purple ones, and I'm going to pick up an iris on each end, and now I'm going to pick up a purple and cross through it. And we just closed up our ring. So now I have to take one of my strings, the longer one, and get it to go to the other side of my ring band so I can fill in the sides. But this is what our ring looks like so far. So now I have to figure out which string is longer, and that string is my red one. So I'm going to get my red string to go in the same direction that this one is going, but on this side of the ring band. So I have to take this and weave back through this to the other side. So I'm going to go through this iris and through the purple, if I can. Okay. Now I can't go in a direction I haven't already gone, so I have to follow my old thread paths. So I have to go either this way or this way, but I want my string to come out in this direction. So I have to go this way. So through this one, Now I'm going to go through this purple one. And I'm trying to get to the other side, so I'm going to go through this one here. Pull that through. Now I'm going to go through this purple one. Sometimes it's easier to go through it when you bend the ring and make that bead pop out. Okay, now I'm going to go through this iris and through this purple. Okay, pull it tight, go back, pull this one tight, make sure they are both tight. So now I have my string exiting out over here. Now they're not straight across from each other, but that's no problem. That does not matter. So here's the one that I left, and this is the one that I weaved through to get over here. So I went through this iris, this purple, this iris, this purple, this iris, purple, this iris, and out here. So this is the easiest part. Now all we have to do is fill in the gaps in the sides of our ring. And I'm just going to pick up 2 seed beads, the pearl, and go through the next pearl, because I want the pearlish purple seed bead on the outside of my ring, so it looks like this one. So with this one I have the bronze. So keep going, filling in the very edges. Pinch the ring so that bead on the edge pops out so you can pass through it. 2 at a time. Pinch the ring, go through the bead. Again, pinch the ring, and sometimes you'll have to pull it out with your fingernails. Okay. Oops, I picked up one. To go back. Okay, 2, and go through this one. 2 more, and go through this one. Let's pull that one out. Okay. This is what one side looks like, and I pulled it tight and it's looking really pretty. Now I'm going to flip it over and do this side, which I have to work this direction now because I flipped it over. So I'm going to pick up 2 and go through my next purple. So out of here I have to go through the next one. So pinch this and sew through just like this. Pick up 2 more. Pinch it again at the next purple one right here and go through it. Okay, pull it tight. Again, I'm going to pick up 2, pinch this again, and go through it. Again, I'm going to pick up 2, pinch this again, and go through. So this is really easy, filling in the sides. So keep going on this ring, filling in the sides, and once you have all the sides filled in, I'll show you how to tie knots. But first, before I show you how to tie knots, I'm going to show you how to fill in the sides of this ring. So when you go to fill in the sides of this ring pattern, you want to make sure that you don't do the color of the diamond, but the opposite color. So blue, you're going to pick up 2 blue beads in each gap and fill this up, and doing that is really going to make the diamond pattern pop out at you, and you could see it from a nice distance, that this pattern, how it just pops, and it's really pretty. I love it. So go ahead, fill in the sides, and once you get done doing that, I'll show you how to tie the half hitch knots. So I finished filling in this side of the ring, and now I have to do this side right here. I just have 2 beads to fill in. So I'm going to pick them up. Exiting out of this purple bead, I have to go in through this one, the first one. So I'm just going to bend this and go through it. Okay. Now I could tie my knot in between this one, but I'm gonna go through these two here and then through this one just to go a little bit further through before I tie my knot. So out of this bead, I'm gonna try to go through these two, first two I added, and if I can, I'll go through the third one. It's not gonna let me, okay? So through two there. Now I'm gonna go through this one more, and now I'm going to start tying my half hitch knots, and I'm going to do it in between the two beads that I added. So this one here was not the one that I added, it's these two in between them that I added that are sitting right over top of the iris beads. So I'm going to tie my knots here. So I usually do like a double half hitch knot. Instead of going through once, I do twice, but with this ring we're working with all seed beads and it's hard to hide our knots, so I'm just going to do the regular half hitch knot. So exiting here, I'm going to take my string and go up from the bottom. Now you have to pay close attention to see if your knot is actually going to be a knot. So I made a loop and I'm going to go through it once, and I'm going to go up to the bottom. Looking closely, I'm slowly pulling it to see if it's going to form a knot. Okay, and it is. So I'm going to pull it down and pull it tight. Now I'm going to go through these three beads here. I'm going to have to do one at a time. 1, 2, okay, and I have one more. One more right here. And now I could tie another knot, okay? Now I'm going to show you if I go for the back side, long hole, okay? Now instead of going up from the bottom, if I go down to the top, let's see if it makes a knot. Pulling it down. No, it is not making a knot. It is just wrapped around here, and you could see that it does not look like a knot. So when I'm working on the right side, I have to go up from the bottom. So I actually need my tweezers to get me out of this. So right here I am, and I'm just gonna pick this open. Okay. Now I'm gonna take the string, go back through this hole, and this time I'm gonna go up from the bottom because I know it knots from this direction. Okay, there's my knot. I'm gonna pull it down, and it made a knot. Now I'm going to show you something else. So I'm going to show you the other side. So we know now that when we're tying on the right side, when we go up to the back, make a loop, we have to go up through the bottom for it to make a knot. But on this side, we're working in a different direction. So when we tie a knot on this side, we have to do the opposite. So I'm going to go through these beads here. Okay. And I already did that thing earlier. I went through a couple more before I tied the knot. And now I'm right here. I'm going to make a loop, go through the back. And now if I go up from the bottom here, it's not going to make a knot. And I'll show you. It's just like wrapped around the string, and it's so irritating. See, it's not really knotting. It's just wrapped around there. So I have to undo this. Oops. And on this side, instead of, because we're working on the left side, I'm just right-handed, so I flipped it over. On this side, instead of going up from the bottom, I have to go down. And when I pull it, it turns into a knot. You can see it there, it's not wrapped around, it's an actual knot. So I had this problem before in the past, and I couldn't figure out why it was doing it, but on this ring, I was really able to solve it. So after you tie your knot, you want to go through the next beads. I have to pull my knot in this direction. Okay. Go through some more beads. Get my tweezers. Okay. Pull it tight and try to hide your knot. Go through the next one. Pull it through. One more bead, and then I could tie another knot. Pop this bead out. Now again, I'm working on my left side, so I have to go up through the back, make a loop, and instead of going from the bottom, I have to go down through the top, out the bottom to make a knot. So keep going, doing this, tying half-hitch knots on your ring, and make sure that your knots are in between the 2 beads that we add, okay? And then go through the 3 and tie another knot. And just keep going doing this, reinforcing your ring, and don't cut your string at the knots. Go through at least 4 more beads before you tie or cut the string off. So you'll keep going, finishing your ring until you are done. This is it. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please like this video, leave me a comment, subscribe if you want to see more of my videos, and like me on Facebook. And don't forget to share pictures of the things you've made from my videos on my Facebook page. Thank you so much for watching.